Attention, world premiere. Today, I'm not showing you a new bicycle, but something much smaller, magnetically attached to this iron cart. I'm exclusively bringing you the launch of the Insta360 Geo Ultra camera. That raises a question, since there's currently a huge catalog of action cameras, and the question is, with this one, am I going to have the most complete camera to record videos on the bike and off the bike? I've tested it for days and will answer that question for you. What do we have here? It's essentially a camera that follows the previous Geo model's philosophy. These are cameras designed and conceived to be as lightweight as possible and to be placed practically anywhere, with the magnet that's directly on the back of the camera, using the pod itself or even different gadgets that you can mount either on your body or on the bike. These cameras, as I was saying, have always aimed to be super light and super small so they can be placed anywhere. But in this specific case, the Ultra has, let's say, gained a little weight because its weight has increased slightly up to 53 grams. The number is ridiculous, but that small increase in weight and size has made it possible, on one hand, to have more battery capacity, much more battery capacity. On the other hand, it has a much more sensitive sensor, especially for working in low light conditions. In pure video mode is where this feature is best utilized. What if? And above all, what I would highlight most about this small increase in weight is that it has made it possible for the image quality to reach up to 4K. 60 frames per second textures info, 4K. More in than synchronized applications, the one with 30 frames per second, 4K 60 frames per second. It's not possible to use high dynamic range at the moment. Let's discuss the camera's physical features, since the difference from previous models is significant. And there's a lot to explain here. The size has increased. It has gone from being a camera, let's say, shaped like a grain of rice, to being a square camera, practically, or with rounded edges. As you can see, the mic is greatly enhanced. We have two indicator lights to always know whether the camera is recording or not. The camera's action button is really well hidden, but at the same time, it has a small indentation that lets us know that's where your finger should go. So it's very easy at any moment to click and quickly start recording with the camera. There you have the light indicators. They're super practical in any situation. The magnetic mount, which of course lets us attach the camera to any metal surface. And a very important change is that now the Geo no longer relies on limited internal memory. It now supports a mini secure digital directly of whatever capacity you want. So in this sense, we come out ahead, because even the videos, if you want to download them to your computer, instead of using the mobile app, you can download them much faster. Also, as I mentioned, the camera's capacity no longer relies on internal memory. Always remember that this camera is 100% waterproof up to 10 meters, if I remember correctly. And with that, you can perfectly cover everything related to underwater images and so on. Yes, the proof of delivery is very important, and I'll analyze it for you soon since it's a new and powerful feature. These are water resistant, meaning they can handle, let's say, a few raindrops and so on, but you absolutely cannot put them underwater under any circumstances. I'm going back to the camera. Why? Well, because there's another very interesting topic, and that's because, as you can see, this outer part of the lens unscrews and can be removed. So if you break something, it's always going to be this external protector and not the lens itself. It's interchangeable and even upgradable depending on the type of shots. For example, there's an external lens protector specifically for underwater shots. Why is the proof of delivery crucial in the new Geo? Well, because as you can see, the philosophy changes. It becomes a much bigger proof of delivery. Which, beyond serving as an extra battery charging port that we already had, let's say, in the other Geos, because of course we have a battery capacity in the camera, and let's say that with what it's able to recharge directly from the proof of delivery, we can extend it up to 3 times the battery life of the camera directly. But this goes much further, because I understand that what Insta360 has aimed for here is to try to make this camera very versatile the moment we place it in the proof of a delivery. With this, I partially answer the question I raised at the start. about whether or not it's an ideal camera to have as your only camera.
One that covers as much as possible, that's as complete as possible.
Honestly, I think so, because unlike an Ace Pro, which is a camera in the style of a traditional action camera or an X5, its size and weight limited when it comes to hands-free shots or onboard shots. However, having the possibility of a 53-gram camera with good 4K image quality at 60 frames per second, but at the same time, a proof of delivery that, as you can see, already comes with a small grip that we can hold on to. As if it were a small compact camera that has a screen where we can see absolutely everything we're recording. And not only that, but it's also completely retractable, so you'll be able to check it at any time when you're in selfie mode. And as I said, you already have a multitude of options, not just for resolutions, but also for video modes. I don't know, having such a big proof of delivery is going to make this camera not only be sold for onboard images like maybe it was until now. We still use the Insta360 mobile app to edit as it gathers and lets you edit all content from every Insta360 camera. It's an app that's been around for many years that gets powerful updates very often, and it's really super intuitive to use. I mean, even my 6-year-old daughter uses it, and it's very easy to edit with it. But even for those who don't want to think hard, there's the artificial intelligence editing section where you can directly download the files. You tell it more or less the type of editing you'd like, with visual examples that are inside the app, and just by pressing a button, the app takes care of everything. You don't have to do anything. Another interesting detail is that this camera still maintains everything related to the data application for the training session on the screen that we've already seen with other cameras like the previous Geo models, like the X Pro, like the X5 and so on. So it's as easy as recording an onboard video from your bike and logging the training session with Garmin or IGP Sport devices. With Coros, I think there are some other options. If you don't have these types of devices, which in many cases are the most common, you can also do it directly from the app. They have a global positioning system, let's say. So the moment you start cycling, the data is automatically synced without you having to do anything at all. You'll have info like watts. Things like heart rate, speed, route, elevation, everything is displayed on the screen. And that really helps make the sense of effort, speed, and everything else come across much more to the people watching the video, even if they haven't ridden the bike with you. A major flaw of earlier Geo models. It was precisely the audio issue, because being so minimalist, they had such small microphones that it was really hard to isolate them. That was it, the background noise and the main speaker's voice.
To show you how well this enhanced mic on the new Geo Ultra works, I did a test. You can judge for yourselves.
Are you eating? Don't worry, we're going to do a sound test. We're here on a street in a small town with people around talking. Back here we have a canal that you can hear, I suppose, and the camera, the Geo Ultra, recording from the pod. So you can check for yourselves how the audio sounds and how it separates my voice from the background noise we have around here. Honestly, in person, the irrigation ditch behind me was even louder. What about the excitement of people eating those bar sandwiches? Honestly, the audio turned out really well too. I think it's a substantial improvement compared to the previous Geo 3S. Another interesting topic where Insta360 always excels is extra accessories. Not just the ones that come standard with the camera, which in this case are the typical pendant to hang behind your shirt or jersey and attach the camera so you can get an amazing point of view or onboard shot. In fact, I think that's the iconic thing about this Geo camera, being able to wear something here on your chest where you have your hands completely free and where you get that first-person feeling like in a video game, capturing everything happening around you. Besides using it on the bike, I also tried it while playing paddle tennis, and it truly felt like I was playing. Like I said, it's like a first-person video game where you can see yourself acting with your hands with the racket. Well, I really love the results. That feeling of having your hands free and performing as if it were really you is amazing. And you don't feel the 53 grams of the camera at all. On the other hand, many people don't even notice the camera when you're recording them. So everything you record is completely natural and organic. Unlike other cameras or recording directly with your phone, people quickly notice and change their behavior when they realize they're being recorded. It's different. If you like natural footage, it's very easy to achieve it with this camera. And there's another accessory inside the box that comes standard with the camera, which is very interesting. Which is a clip that directly you can attach to your cap, a t-shirt or something like that. And it also offers convenient service with a hinge to point the camera in either direction. And then there are a huge number of extra accessories that you can buy separately, like for example this mount that I have right here on the handlebar, which gives you a really cool view of the face of the person or people riding the bike. Even a stick that turns into a tripod. There are endless possibilities, even some stickers that stick to windows, to glass, because obviously glass isn't magnetic. And you can put the camera there. Well, it's like put the camera wherever you really want. Obviously, anything metallic works as a tripod for you. It's happened to me, for example, when I go to do calisthenics at the typical park with bars. And since they're metallic, I don't need any attachments or anything weird. I just hook it onto the bar in front of me and it can record me working out.
Pull-ups or whatever.
That feature is awesome. Let me tell you that in this case, the image quality has improved a lot with this new camera. But there's a feature that was lost some time ago in previous Geo models, which is the ability to record both vertically and horizontally at the same time. In this camera, just like what happened with the last Geo 3s, you are the one who has to position the camera yourself. If you want it vertical, like this, or if you want it horizontal, like this. If you're recording without the proof of delivery, it's exactly the same. You have to position the camera like this or like this. It's very easy and intuitive. Nobody forgets, since a light clearly shows if you're recording horizontally or vertically. But anyway, you have to be aware. Because unlike much older models where you could get both vertical and horizontal from the same frame, but the video quality would suffer. That also has to be said. You must now record from one position or another. Remember these two key points if you're considering buying a camera. And what else can I tell you? I hope you liked the video. Please, let me know. From 1 to 10, what rating would you give this new Geo Ultra? That's it. See you next time. Stay happy. Bye.